Hello, everybody. This is Evelyn of Evelyn's Creations. Tonight, the title is Wear Your Own Stuff and Let's Whip It. Okay. This is live. So, like I always say, we are trying to get it together here. Let's get this together here. Okay. We're going to get it started. But tonight, if it's your first time on the channel, my name is Evelyn of Evelyn's Creations, international fashion designer. And tonight, our title is Wear Your Own Stuff. I'm here to inspire you to reach to your potential. Okay. A tree is never shown how far to grow. And I want your bank account to be the same way. I want you to grow your bank account unlimitlessly. And some may say, why she always talk about money? Well, you know what? Right now we're in a real troubling time, and it may be here for a minute, and our funds are not going as far as they used to go. In fact, they're going so fast that a lot of people are going to digital pricing, and digital pricing means that the price can change instantly and day by day, and that's happening everywhere you go. You go to some place and you order food today, you go back the next day, and of course the food is higher. So I don't want you to give up. In fact, I'm here to inspire you. I'm here to help you get to your unknown potential. I mean, I really, really, really know that you can do it. So if you have a gift of any kind, I want you to wear your own stuff. Wear the stuff. I mean, in other words, when somebody see you, they should say, "Oh, that's so nice." And you say, "Oh, by the way, I make that." Whether it's your earrings, whether it's a bracelet, whether it's a necklace, whether it's a hat, whether it's a shirt, you know, even if it's a piece of cloth over your shoulder, if you're selling fabric or you're selling shawls, when you go out to the grocery store, you go to the movies, people are getting more communal. They want to hug, embrace, and talk. Okay. And when they hug, embrace, and talk, most people like to give a compliment. And when they give a compliment, it's usually genuine. They're gonna find something on you that they like. And when they find something on you that they like, then you should say, "Oh, by the way, I make this. Oh, by the way, I have this fabric in stock. Oh, by the way, I sell these earrings." So to get you where you want to be, you got to start wearing your own stuff for whatever you make. Even if you quilt, make a quilted shawl to go on your shoulder. And you can say, "This is a quilted shawl. However, I make bigger quilts." Or if you say you draw or you paint, and you mostly paint on canvas or paper, why not paint on a t-shirt? And then you can use it as an expression to get people to engage in you, and then you can make those unknown, not knowingly sales. Excuse me. So tonight it's called Wear Your Own Stuff and Whip It. Okay. And the reason that I'm saying this is because it's the summer. People are making impulse buys, quick buys, low end items. If you want to make a lot of money in a short period of time, have a product that you can make quickly at a lower price. And a lower price could be where you are. It could be, if you're online, a lower price could be $100. If you walking around, it could be $20, $10, $50, $35, because there is no shortage of money. That's what I said, right? There is no shortage of money. Although there's a trying time right now, there is no shortage of money. If someone see value in what you have, they will go and purchase it, even if it's a good meal. Okay? If it's a good meal and it costs a little bit more and it savors through your mouth and it feels so good, it tastes so good. When I say feel, it makes you feel good that you bought you something that you really like to eat. They will purchase what you made, even at a larger price, because it makes them feel like, "I deserve this." Okay. So while everybody is coming on the channel, I want you to know tonight is gonna be a night. It's gonna be a fashion night tonight. So if you're not into fashion or clothing, just bear with us tonight, because guess what? Everybody has on clothes today that I know that I saw. So somewhere, somehow, someone got your attention to buy that outfit that you're wearing. And we want to talk about that tonight. We want to talk about attention getters. We want to talk about staple garments, fashion moments, time capturing moments. What was she wearing? What was he wearing? What stole the day? What made the day? How can I get the day? Like right when I was closing the store tonight, a retired fireman came in and he wanted me to do this exotic shirt for him. And I said, "Well, why don't you go buy the shirt and let me design it?" He wanted some embroidery work. And he was persistent. I want this on this, this, this. I said, why don't you go get it? And I will help you create what you want. So he walked down to JC Penney's, found what he had, and he was like, I'm sorry, you're closing. I'll come back tomorrow and show you my design. I said, no, I'm going to invite you in the store. Although it's closing time, meaning it was 5 after closing, we're closing the doors. Show me your design. And he was like, really? I said, yes, come in and show me your design. So he came in, we spread it all out, we made the design, he paid me in full for what he wanted me to do. And he said, it's no rush. I said, of course, we want it right. So I'll send you a prototype before I embroider it. But what he's going to be doing, he's going to be wearing my design, but he made it. So when he wears it, he's wearing his stuff. And when he wear his stuff for his peers, guess what they're going to do? They're going to come back to the person who actually created his design, which is his stuff. So let's help create what is their stuff, which is our stuff, which is to make a lot of stuff happen. Meaning like paying the house off, paying the car off, getting a better interest rate, doing the whole thing, right? So if you're just coming on, this is Evelyn of Evelyn's Creations. I'm an international fashion designer, and I'm hoping that you are enjoying this channel thus far. Thus far, a lot of you are saying you're enjoying the channel and you're coming on every night. I want to talk about Father's Day real quick. I took you into my parents' house on Father's Day, those who got a chance to catch up on some videos. And I'm walking through the garage and coming through the hallway. And my mother was the kind of person that captured every moment in our life. And she had the whole, if I'd have showed you the garage looked like actually a family museum, a beautiful tile floor, the all of the appliances. My dad is a builder, so he builds everything in the walls, and she puts all our pictures all over the garage and then in the hallway. And you know how you see the when you go to the White House, you see all the past presidents. And she have all of us on the wall and showing, show our pictures to the family that comes over, the friends that comes over. But while talking to my dad, every time I talk to my dad, I feel like maybe I was going too fast because I was traveling all the time, and a lot of these stories I didn't know. Like when we was with Mother's Day, he was telling me about flour sack clothing. So on Father's Day, we were talking about discipline, and we were watching the females play basketball, and he was just saying how disciplined these women are, how great these women are doing this, and they're getting this thing done. And then he started talking about Charles Barkley. If you raise your hand if you know Charles Barkley. If you're an athlete or athlete fan, you know Charles Barkley. He's also a CNN analyst or ESPN analyst. But so he was saying, you know Charles Barkley? And I said, yeah, I know Charles Barkley. Who don't know Charles Barkley? And he said, well, Charles Barkley he had a bad temper. And the reason I'm telling you that, sometimes when we sew our items and someone don't like our work, we can get a temper, right? Everything I tell you is related to the topic. So just bear with me. We got to go down. They said the roads to a river is not straight. A road to the river wind. Okay, so I have to get your attention and wind you up so we can get ready for this hour shotgun course here live. But anyway, going back to my dad, he's talking about temperament, how you do it. He always asks me, how's the business? What's going on with the business, right? Real serious. He's 87 years old. So my dad was talking about Charles Barkley, about his temper. And he said, he got in trouble because He got in a lot of trouble. But he said, you know, when he threw that guy out the window here in Orlando, someone spit on Charles Barkley in a restaurant, and he threw him out the window, a bar downtown, and he threw him out the window. Well, it was a big thing, if y'all remember, but he did a lot of stuff. But this was the last big thing he did, really. And they put him in jail. They arrested him. And he told everybody it wasn't a good time for jail. But it wasn't a good place to be in jail. And so my dad said, "Do you know where they sent him, who they sent him to?" I said, "No." He said, "They sent Charles Barkley to me." I said, "To you?" So my stepfather was a behavior specialist, and he worked on a government a county facility where when your children do bad or they couldn't behave at home, they would take them to this facility to get them to understand how to be disciplined in home. So they sent Charles Barkley to my dad, which I didn't even know that. And he was saying, I said, "What you doing, man? What's you gonna throw all them millions away?" You know, so it was just really funny because he was telling us about in business and life with the way things are going right now, control your temperament. Okay, in other words, let's start putting on our shield of armor as genuine business owners, business buyers, business suppliers, business teachers, meaning that if you're teaching someone what this will do for them, you know, keep your guard up and understand how to get along with the negative part of it. Everybody is not going to be your friend. Everybody is not going, and I know you hear that. I know you know that, right? But in business, you have to have thick skin. You got to have tough skin, and you got to take chances. And when you take the chances, you got to go all in. And so just because somebody like you or befriend you, always keep your guard up. Because if you don't, it'll be a setback. It could be a major setback. And a setback is we don't have time for that right now. I mean, we don't really ever want setbacks, but some setbacks are learning curves. And his was a learning curve. Charles Barkley was a learning curve. And my dad was able to get into his head and let him know that's not a good thing. And he told my dad this, which I even heard him say this before. He said, "Well, I always keep money for trouble. So if I go to jail, I'm gonna have the money to get out." And he said, "Son, that's not what money is for. Money is not for you to be able to have it to get out of trouble. Don't use it for trouble." Okay. So he was telling my dad was telling him, but control your anger. So what I'm saying is if you have clients that give you a really bad review, before you start typing up, "Well, maybe you should have told me you had a bigger head," or "Maybe you should have told me you had a smaller head," blah, 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 blah. Soft it up. Be soft with it. And even if you can't be soft with it, say thank you for your constructive criticism. Okay, because there's a message in all of it. The message could be, maybe you could be more detailed. Maybe you could say, "This is what you need to know before you order. Maybe this is what you need to know before you purchase," because we can't give that 100% guarantee, all funds refundable, exchangeable, and all that. We can't do that. We're small. We can't do what the big box store does, because they know if you bring it back, you're going to buy your groceries from them tomorrow, or you're going to come back for supplies tomorrow. So it's just a delayed exchange of money. Okay. But as a small business, once you put your sweat equity in, you can't get that time back. So every setback sets us up for a comeback. And I want to express that to you before we really got started tonight, because I'm looking at your designs that you're sending me. I'm looking at some of the comments that being said to you, or making you feel, mad about that person. But you know what happens? And this has always happened to me. Every single time that someone's belittled my work, or someone says that's cheaply made, or someone told me that one time, that was cheaply made. I don't understand what was cheaply made when your product is not cheap. If you buy a slice of bread today, that's not cheap, even if you make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, right? But when they said that, I sent a message back. Thank you for your constructive criticism. And if you like to exchange it, I will gladly exchange it. In other words, I didn't get in the weeds. Don't get in the weeds. Keep it short and simple. But guess what? Every single time I have been on a high and I open up my mail or I'll see a response to something and it's a deep dive like this, before I can get in a slump, I've made 5 more sales. Okay. So I think it's a test all the time. Are you going to get down on that? Or are you going to look at what's coming next? Because like if you in football, they get knocked down, they got to get back up. They get blocked a shot in basketball, they got to get back up. And you gotta stay up. If you down, let it be a second. Let it be just a fraction of a second. Swallow the pill. I don't like that taste, and get back up and look for the next sale. Grab the next ticket, make the order, deliver. Grab the next ticket, make the order, deliver. Repeat that cycle. Okay? Check your checking account. Did the money go in the bank? Okay, it's good. Did the money go in the bank? It's good. That's her loss, right? Because there can be a client that understands that you're not AI, and they can say, you know what? This right here doesn't look like the picture. In other words, this is not wrapping around me like on the picture. Well, on the picture, it's a standard size mannequin. Now, if you're a plus size, it's not going to wrap like you're on the mannequin. So what you do, ma'am, can you tell me what size? Or sir, can you tell me what size or what length you like? Okay, I like it 108 inches. Well, the description says 72 inches, right? So I said, okay, no problem. I said, if you like that, I will send you another one. I'll even send you a return envelope. Guess what that did? They gave me a 5-star review. She sent it back and she ordered another item for actually 5 times as much. Okay. So what we're doing is we're going to trade anger for energy to be income. Subtract anger, bring good energy, and it brings great income. Okay. That's our reward. Her reward is she got what she wanted. Our reward, we got what we wanted. And then we got our original item back. Sometimes you got to lose a little bit. Sometimes you got to give a little more. Sometimes you got to make a sacrifice. But at the end, everybody wins. They get what they want. You get what we want. It's called trade, right? Okay. Now we're going to do roll call. I see a few of you on the channel. We're going to do roll call, and I'm going to go to why I chose this title, Wear What You Sell. I want you to wear what you sell and whip it. Wear what you sell and whip it. Okay. But for the people for the night, that's the reason that you all enjoying this channel. If you like the channel, like, subscribe, and share, and comment. And if you do make a comment, I will answer your comment while we're on the air. Okay. But those people that make this possible, the people that you should be celebrating tonight, the people that when you see their names, you can click and say thank you. And if you don't see and if you don't say thank you, all you gotta do is subscribe to the channel. They'll know that they're bringing the channel up. Okay, we got to bring the channel up. Okay, so tonight, our stars for tonight, our angels for tonight is Cindy Soul Boho, Indigo Silk, Miss Liz Wilson, Pink Pizzazz Boutique, Queen of Hearts, Mildred's Desserts, Soul Pearl Creations, Dewana Green, Patricia, Blessings, Mary Jones, Gwendolyn Member Starbs, Daughter of Zion Creations, Sharon Courts, Constance Clinton, Awanda Brown, Tracy Davis, Jean Robinson, Ellen Banks, Alice Sandra Barnhart, Michelle Stringer, Giannis Hodgepodge, Bernice Thompson, Carolyn Royal, Nina Rose Treasures, Shimrock Constance, Shimrock Customs. I apologize for that. Lyrline Rockingham, Lumen Laser, Angela Hamilton, Miss T from the SIP, Linda Brown. Those are our angels for this channel. They have made a dedication to being a paying member so that they're subscribing to the channel so we can continue to go. I don't do a whole lot of in between lives right now because it's the busy season. The busy season is when you're preparing for the Christmas holidays. You're preparing now for your holiday season, but you're also maintaining your summer season, right? Now, if you're just starting a channel, if you just start taking the boot camp and you're getting everything ready for your websites, I want you to be aware that everywhere in the world, there's a summer, no matter what time of the year it is. So if you're making summer items, when the winter comes and your summer items not moving, just be patient. They will move because there's a summer somewhere else. Now there's a winter somewhere else now too. Because when it's summer here, it's winter in Africa. Okay, when it's winter there, it's summer here. So there's different climate changes all over the world. So don't feel like, oh my gosh, I can't do this right now because it's summer here, it's winter here. Okay, I'm selling things in Germany this week, and Germany is buying their winter stuff. They're buying winter items right now. Okay. Okay, so I know you guys, I know you should be knowing what's going on because I'm busy, but I know what's going on. I do know what's going on. I want to highlight this because this is, I want to say this is a fashion channel, but it's not really a fashion channel. It's a information channel to inspire you to push through your challenges of your gift. In other words, even if you have a gift and you're thinking that, okay, I have this gift, I pick it up when I need the money. Okay. I want to challenge you to not pick it up when you need the money. I want to challenge you tomorrow, like tomorrow, or even today. If you're on the West Coast, it's still 3 hour difference, right? So it's still daylight. There's still time to make a sale. There's never look, if you got a phone, you can make a sale anytime. Anytime, whether you online or not. There's somebody in your phone that knows you and knows what you do. And you can provide a skill or a service to them. Okay. So what I want you to do is I want you to wear what you sell. Okay. In other words, there's not a day you can walk around and don't see somebody wearing a Nike shirt on or a Nike pair of shoes on because it makes them feel like they've arrived. I got a client, he buys my domestic items, but he wears Nike every single day of his life. I'm talking about socks, shoes, shirt, and shorts, socks, shoes, shirt, and pants every single day. And he wears them in two colors, gray and black. And he only shops for those colors. He's an artist, but he only shops for Nike. Okay. What I'm saying is there are other people that's not like him that shop for whatever is available that appeals to them. And they're not hooked on a name brand. So that's where we come into. We are the brand. We are the walking billboard on their bodies or in their homes that when people come by, they go, I like that. Oh, I could use that. Oh, that'll match my room, right? So this what happened, y'all. This what happened. I'm gonna tell you because I got to tell you what happened. Okay, y'all know it's the World Cup, right? So the World Cup showed out. They showed out, y'all. They showed out, baby. I'm getting ready to show you what they did to us. Those who are in the fashion industry. In fact, I turned my fan down because I got to tell you, my fan's supposed to be quiet. It's not quiet. It's like, woohoo, I want to talk too. But anyway, let me tell you what happened. And I know some of y'all know because you're good at this. You're good at this, right? I know you saw this, Liz. I know you saw this. And if you didn't, you're going to see it tonight. Liz is in Detroit and she sews a lot. And she watched stuff. She watched stuff. So anyway, what happened? We got the World Cup going on, right? So the designers behind the World Cup, they showing out. Now, usually like when our guys in America, when they go to an event or they go and celebrate America, they usually have on, red, white, and blue. Usually it's white pants, might be a blue jacket, and it might be, something red on it, something with a flag on. Usually when they wear our stuff, I'll say Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg, if y'all don't know, he's from the West Coast. Snoop Dogg will wear something red and white, and it'll almost always be like a flag, right? Baby, let me tell you something. That ain't gonna work no more. Not in this house. Let me tell you something what happened. I'm gonna give y'all some people first, and then I'm gonna give y'all the best at the end. So stay to watch who's number one. And I actually sell their fabrics too. Okay. Okay. So first of all, I'm gonna show you what's going on in the World Cup. In the World Cup, it's called soccer in our language in America, but it's actually called football. Because it makes sense to be football because they actually kick the ball with their foot. And our football don't kick the balls with the foot. Ours should be soccer because we throwing the ball, right? Anywho, I don't know how they got that mixed up, but it's called football, but it's actually soccer in the United States. So this what happened, you all. My entourage. Okay, so when the guys showed up and they got off the airplanes and they went to the different areas because the World Cup is all over the world at the same time, right? And they showed up, they showed out. I mean, they were uniform. Like the design, all of them must have talked to the designers and say, look, y'all, so and so doing this, and you go, oh, I better do this. Oh, I better do that. Have you ever been to one of those places? Who's she wearing tonight? I'm gonna start off with Senegal. Senegal is more like for dignitaries, very astute, very tall men, just doing their thing, right? The picture doesn't do it justice. So I want you to do your homework after we get off the air and go and look at the World Cup players that brought it to us. This is Senegal right here. Okay, Senegal came in. The color is green. It's like an army green, and it's got embroidery down the front, and it has a Chinese collar. Senegal stepped off the plane looking like dignitaries, all in line, ready, forward, action. They took them by storm. Okay, this was Senegal. Everybody said, "Oh my God, did you see Senegal? Ooh wee, what's gonna happen?" Okay, guess what happened? Here comes Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia came out. This is Saudi Arabia. Now, what you can't really see in this picture is the crisp white linen. These are soccer players, you all. These are not the head of state. These are soccer players, all in detail to the top of the collar, all the way down. This is Saudi Arabia going to the World Cup. Athletes changing fashion history forever. I've never seen them come out like this. Usually sweatsuits, relaxed pants, different colors. Each person got their own identity. Know what they say? Not in this house. We're wearing everything uniform from head to toe. This is Saudi Arabia, everybody. Give them a clap. Give them a clap. Give them a clap on the hand. Woohoo! Okay. Decor Ivory. Decor Ivory. This is come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. This is the Ivory Coast. This is the soccer team for the Ivory Coast. Now, what I don't have is the back of the jacket. The back of the jacket is a big elephant. That's their state logo, their country logo is the elephant. And the elephant, if you ever go to Africa, the elephant is so quiet. You could just be walking and there go a big old elephant. All right. Now, the way these jackets are made is when the sun comes up in the Ivory Coast, that is how its sun bleeds. It bleeds bright yellow, then orange and red. So the reason that their coats are this color is because it is showing how the sun comes up every morning in the Ivory Coast. Man, the picture don't do it justice. Please go back and look at it. This is off the chain. I'm talking about Drop dead gorgeous. Drop dead gorgeous. Okay. I love it. I love it. I love it. Now, all right. Drum roll, please. Who took and stole the show? Who really stole the show? Okay, Sarah Pearl Creations. Did you? She said she saw it, right? Okay. So Sarah, I know Pearl Creations. I know if she watched it, I know everybody saw this. This right here got everybody, they got everybody like looking for everything. In fact, I already got orders for this, y'all. I already got orders for this. I saw it, but I wasn't thinking about who gonna buy this. I wasn't thinking that it was horrible. I was just thinking about that is so outrageous. Wow, that's amazing. And I'm gonna tell you about this design before I show it to you. When I was in South Africa, you have to get up 5 o'clock in the morning to go see the animals in their natural habitat. You know, you can go to a zoo, but if you want to see the animals, the big five, which is the leopard, the lion, the buffalo, the giraffe, what is it? Leopard, buffalo, hippo, buffalo, the lion, the elephant, and the leopard. Those are the big five in South Africa. Well, when you want to see them, because they are huge, big, and like fierce, when you want to see them, you got to get to 5 o'clock in the morning. So get up 5 o'clock in the morning. It's still dark. You're on the trail. You got your guide with you. And all of a sudden, you start seeing the big five. That's when they eat at 5 to 6 o'clock in the morning. And all of a sudden, you see a leopard. And a leopard has territory. In other words, a leopard, there's nothing within 5 miles of the leopard. There's not another leopard near him within 5 miles because he's territorial. When he looks for his prey, he's territorial. Well, I happened to see a leopard. I actually have a picture that I caught. A very rare. When you go on these excursions, they can't promise you that you're going to see something. They can't promise you that you'll see it. But if you go at 5 o'clock, you get a good chance of seeing it in the natural habitat. Well, I happened to see one and I caught it. I don't have that on my phone tonight, not this phone, but I saw one. I was like, oh my God, a real leopard. Let me tell you something. The leopard is the powerful animal for the Congo, which I love the Congo. The Congo showed out, y'all. Let me show you what the Congo did. The Congo showed out. They showed out with their outfits on. The leopard design. Look at the leopard pin on the shoulder, y'all. That's how they stepped off the plane. Can you imagine coming from the Congo in the middle of Africa? Congo is in the middle of Africa. They said, when you speak of the Congo, we don't want you to think about Ebola. We don't want you to think about war. We don't want you to think about poverty. We want you to think about pride. We're going to celebrate our pride. Let me show you them in the airport, y'all. Let's look at the Congo. Look at them bags. Now, I need somebody on our team to make them bags and start selling them bags because them bags are in demand. This is the designer he's Congolese from the Congo. He lives in Paris. This is the guy on TV showing his bag and showing the leopard shirt he's wearing and also the way he made the leopard piece on it. Now, the way he did this, I want you to show you this one more time. The way he did this right here for you designers out there, he like a leopard stretch, right? So this is not actually real leopard. This is a leopard replica fabric. It's not a real leopard. No leopard was sacrificed for the. In fact, they're very hard to catch. But no leopard was sacrificed for this. And he took this fabric and stretched it and made the design like the leopard. Because when you see a leopard, they busy. They like stretch. Even when they walk. And when they walk slow, I mean, you can't outrun a leopard. You just gotta say, leave me something, okay? I'm just laughing. But when a leopard, even when he's crawling, he prowling and he's looking, he got that stretch. And that's how the designer caught that action. And I am just so amazed because like he said in the interview, when I listened to him on TV, I'm gonna show you this again, and I'm gonna show you this again. I love this picture. I love this picture. Okay, all of them. Look at that. Dignitaries, leopard pins, design of the fabric. Then he got them a nice bag. See these bags right here? Those bags are going to be hot sellers. If you make those bags, if you can make those bags, I would say those bags probably is about, they're probably about 29 to 30 inches long and probably about 20 inches wide. And they have the middle handle in the middle. I think anybody on this channel, if you start making those bags and say this is representing the cup, these are the bags for the cup, and whatever fabric you have, I think you'll make it. I actually went and looked those bags up and see what they were selling for. Not that particular bag, but that style of bag. And online, those bags are selling on sale for $225. So I just want to give you that little nugget that if you are at a, like let's say a fashion block, what should I make? What should I sell? What's trending? What's not? Any level, even with that design, see how that's an applique? That's the applique on a suit already made. A lot of you told me you go to thrift stores, and you buy old suits, or you buy different things, or maybe your husband or someone retired and they wore suits all the time, and they don't, they're gonna give them to Goodwill, and you got those suits, and you start stretching a piece of fabric on that shoulder and stretch it out. I think that'll be a good idea. What you think? Anyway, I'm excited because I like to bring you something new and different, and I think that knowing what is trending, and these are all male. Okay, men are buying. Men are buying, they're spending money, they want to look good, they want something different, they want something that others don't have. And when you do it, I really want you to remember this. Whatever you sell, make multiple of the same item. Make multiple of the same item. That's how you sell, that's how you grow. You got to make multiple of the same item. Just think about what you shop for. When you go in the store and you shop for something, somebody else buy the same thing you bought. If you buy ketchup, somebody else buy the same ketchup. No matter what the brand is. If you buy coffee, somebody else buy that same coffee. So when you're on this channel, the main thing you have to do on this channel to succeed, if you don't buy any coaching, which I strongly advise you all to get the coaching that I have to deliver to you, because you won't lose. Not if you put 20% of the effort in, you won't lose. Okay. But if you buy something, there's nothing you bought that somebody behind you didn't buy or somebody in front of you didn't buy. If you buy something and every time you go to the store it's there, it's because it's selling. Okay. And that's the same thing gonna happen to you. If you are on a laptop, if you are on a phone, you're not the first one to have the phone, you're not the last one to have the phone. You're not the first one to get a reconditioned phone. You're not the first one to get a cover for your phone or a cord for your phone. So the hardest part for people to understand is same thing, sales. As a designer, you want different things. You want, oh, I want to do this color. Okay, we'll do that color, but do a dozen of them. Oh, I want to do this hat. Okay, do that hat, but do a dozen of it. Oh, I want to do this shoe. Okay, you got a shoe, do 2 dozen of it. You can expand, but you gotta have you're gonna get some bestsellers. And if your bestseller was that one, you cannot make any money after you sell that one. Just remember that. If I sold that one purse, I can't sell it again. Oh, that was such a nice purse. Every time you sell that purse, you get faster doing the same thing. When you cut it out, go ahead and cut 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can do that. And for your originals, when you at the end, that's it. That's just an original. But still, if you can find different pattern like this right here, I'm gonna show you this hat. This is what people have been asking me about. One of the boot camp members, this right here is a version of what one of our members was talking about. This is a patchwork, it's a patchwork bucket hat, short brim, okay? A short brim. Now, this is made out of remnant. right? And somebody may want it and they might want the same one. Excuse me. It's not reversible. It just has this. I got a little lining in it. Just have this, right? Now, this one right here, this is just something I put together. Just some fabric that I put together. I mean, with a lining and all that, all right? But if this hat was made multiple items of it, I would have already put it on my site. But because I was playing around with this and I just made this because it wasn't like these were my favorite colors. It was just like, okay, I got this piece. Let me just make this. Okay, I got this. Let me just make this, right? But if I was to put this online and I showed a version of it on different angles, and I know for 100% I would sell it, but I didn't put it online because I could use that energy to sell something that I can continue to produce. Because if I put this one item online, the algorithm, the AI, artificial intelligence, is not going to show it as much. It'll show it to my repeat buyers. But guess what? If it shows it to my repeat buyers, and my repeat buyers have locks like I do, and this fits my head fine, right? But what if my repeat buyers have thicker locks, okay, or they have thicker braids, right? So what they're gonna do is say, "Can you make that bigger for me? Or it fits my head, but I want it to come down further." Then what'll happen is I've had I will have to go in and open this up and make it bigger and do a whole lot of work. I don't want to go through that. I want to right now sell. So when I make them, I can make them adjustable. I can make them longer, make them larger or smaller if I make a whole bunch of this style. But because I actually made this for me, I just made it for me for one size, right? And then I can show them different ways how they can take the hat and make it smaller. But then when I go out, I'm wearing me. If I want to be up, I'm wearing me. If I want to be seen, I want to be. If I don't want to be bothered, I could be like this, the whole 9 yards, up or down. So, but what I want to tell you though, if you make these, or if you make these right here, these little things right here, and you get on the right website, I don't see anybody on the website that's selling less than 4,000 of these. No, she didn't say 4,000. Did she say 4,000? Did she say 400? Did she say 40? She said 4,700. She said 4,700, y'all. It doesn't have to be very difficult to make a lot of money. What I mean, get the coaching, get your money bag. Look, get your money bag. It's your money bag. Make your paper, baby. Make your paper. Stop waiting. Stop waiting. You can't do it by yourself. Remember that. You can't do it by yourself. When I started researching some hats, and I'm like, okay, she made $250 for a bucket hat. What? And she made $300 for a bucket hat. She made $50 for a bucket hat. You know why they made the money? Because they had the same hat. They had the same bracelet. They had the same reverse style. And everybody liked it. And it didn't matter the price. And it was like, okay, I'll take it. Okay, I'll take it. Okay, I'll take it. Look, when you get tired of doing whatever other stuff you're doing, like working on the job, or like babysitting, or like painting, or like, quilting, or doing custom work for somebody, make something that you can keep making so we can put it online and we can have multiple sales, and you can say, "Oh, that's already ready. Here you go. That's already ready. Here you go. That's already ready. Okay, here you go." And then your mailman gonna say, "You got anything for me today? Yeah, come on in. Here you go." Then you get a mailman. I gave the mailman a $35 bracelet yesterday because she came looking for me. "You got some, Miss Evelyn, today?" I said, "Yes, I do." "Pick out a nice bracelet, sweetheart." She picked out a bracelet. I said, "Thank you." Okay. So what I'm saying is your money is waiting on you. So what are you waiting on? Wear your own stuff and do it. What that mean, do it? Do it mean wear it and flaunt it. "Oh, I'll help you, ma'am. How you doing, sir?" Be friendly. Be friendly to people. And when you friendly to people, they're gonna come and buy from you because people want to be communal. They tired of talking on the phone. They want to talk to people. And then when you start making your money and the people want to talk to you, you got to know how to, okay, I'm sorry, I got to get back to work, y'all. Because people talk too much too, right? They're over talk. So you got to say, okay, I got to get something done. I'll talk to you later, blah, blah, blah. But in the meantime, start preparing. Start preparing for your blessings. Start doing things that make sense, like your gift. Start saying, I'm going to write these bills out. Okay, how long going to take me to do that? Let me do the check. How long going to take me to do that? Let me do a check. How long going to take me to do that? Let me do a check. How many hats I got to sell to do that? Let me do a check. And before you know it, your blessings will come. They have to come because you've been faithful. You've been honest. You've been good. Okay. So when good, guess what? Gonna track good. Sometimes even when you're not good, the order's gonna come. You're gonna say, "Ooh, I sure don't feel like making that hat today." But guess what? If you've already been preparing for your blessings, you got it. So the goal is not to sell out. The goal is to have enough. The goal is to be plentiful. Now, I'm not saying that you should not sell this online, whatever your item may be. What I'm doing is I'm preparing you to make multiple sales on the same item from different people. Okay, like today, I sold stuff in Colorado. I sold stuff in New York. I sold stuff in Arizona. I sold stuff in Louisiana. That's one day. Those cities and states are nowhere around me. They're nowhere around me. I've never met them before, but my items have, and yours will too. What I want you to know is that there is not a shortage of money and there's not a shortage of customers. The shortage of customers is only because you're not reaching the customers that's looking for you. There are a lot of people that don't want box stuff. A lot of people don't want Temu. They don't want the cheap stuff, a dress for $2.99. They don't want that. They want something that's been cultivated with hands, something with feelings and emotions. And we have to stand up to Temu and Sheen, all these places where your children are buying from. We got to stand up because there's another race of people, race and culture of people that want nice things. They want custom things. They want the feel that it was created for them or that they found. They're glad they found. A lot of my clients say, I'm so glad I found you. They're looking and looking and looking. They won't buy till they find you. Today I had customers in the store that was 4 hours away. And the Google took them to two places. And they said, that looks like that might be the place I want to be. And the lady came in and she was a full-size lady. And she says, I don't know if there's anything in here can fit me. I said, oh, everything can fit you. Oh, really? She said, but I said, don't worry about that. I got that. You find me. I said, what's your budget? She said, I really don't have a budget. I said, okay, so what is your budget? Is there a range? She said, honestly, I really don't have a budget. And then she looked at a dress that was $339. And she said, oh, I didn't mean to spend, I don't want to spend that much. I said, so that means you do have a budget. What is your budget? So she said, I still don't have a budget. I just didn't plan on spending that much. So she found a dress that she liked that was hanging up, that was being featured. And if you sell things and you show pictures of things, I encourage you to have it on a mannequin, even if it's a half mannequin or a full mannequin, because things on mannequins sell, because people can visualize on a mannequin. If you just hang it on a door, it looks like a closet. Okay? That doesn't mean don't take any pictures on the door. And if you have a mannequin, like those plastic mannequins, if you need one, let me know. I can send you some mannequins. But if you have a mannequin and it has real busts, you can just put a door hanger on your door and still hang it on the door. And that shows them like, that's my closet. I'm getting ready to wear some out my closet. But anyway, long story short, she found something she liked. It was about 8 inches too small. And I had the fabric. I opened up the sides. I fitted it to her. She fell in love with the dress. She couldn't believe that she found the dress. Somebody altered it on the site. She was 4 hours away, so I wasn't gonna be asking her to come when she check out a hotel. I said, give me 20 minutes. She gave me 20 minutes. She tried it on again. She was good. I said, okay, now me clean it up. Give me 20 more minutes. Let me clean it up and press it. Clean it up and press it. Dress was $200. She gave me a $20 tip. Okay. So what I'm saying is when you are prepared, you can make the sale. All right. Now she probably would have been okay for me shipping it to her, or she would have probably been okay coming back before she drove back 4 hours away. But I was prepared. I had everything to do it. So even when you're making hats and scarves and jackets and purses and pants and bridal dresses, whatever, never throw away your extras because you can have something that can make a gusset or make it fit and make it flush. And you're happy, she happy, the money's in the bank happy. And you know what I said? When you start putting the money right, like if you record the money right and you have the right processor, when times get lean or you see some stuff you need, guess what? You build a credit base with your processor, and your processor can give you tens of thousands of dollars of credit line. Credit line that can pull you out of jam some other area or expand your business. When they give you the credit line, they don't care where you spend the money. All they want to know is, are you going to pay it on time? Are you going to pay it back? And you'll pay it back. You will pay it back because you'll want it again. So you'll pay it back. So what I'm saying is, all those who are taking the coaching, all those who want to take coaching, even if you can't afford it right now, that's temporarily. Never say you can't afford it. Say, I am not willing to change some things to afford it. You can afford anything you want. Remember that. Anything you want. I don't care if it's a steak dinner. I'm gonna move this around and go get me a good steak dinner. I'm gonna move this around and go get me some good gas. I'm gonna move this around and get me a nice house or a nice car or whatever. You just move the furniture around so you can get it. When you get it, it's gonna go. It has no place to do but go up. I promise you. I'm not saying it won't go up. I'm telling you it will go up. Your sales will go up. Your hope will go up. Your energy level, your health. When you see that you can provide a blessing to someone, it's not just financial. It helps you all the way around. Oh my gosh, she loves it. Oh my gosh, she made it. Oh my gosh, she saved my day. And if you're not religious, oh my, this is what I was looking for. Oh my, this is what I need. Okay? So whatever culture, wherever you are, you have a gift that you can be a blessing to. And I'm going to tell you something else. It's going to be a 250-year anniversary. Some people like wearing the flag, some people don't like wearing the flag. If the flag is selling, sell some flag stuff. Get your money. Because if you were born in America, it's your country too. So don't get up with politics. We got our African American flag. We got our United States flag. People fly different flags. People are in different countries, but they still know where they came from. They wear their own flag. So wherever you are, celebrate your country. Whenever there's a celebration, no matter what the politics are, if that's where you're from, if you're from Venezuela, like Venezuela just had this earthquake, and they're looking for people, and we're praying for them. And Venezuela has been interrupted drastically with different things going on in politics. Wear your Venezuela flag. If that's where you're from, never not wear your flag because of politicians. That's what they do. They're politics. They pick and choose what they want to support. You support where you are from, and you will be highly blessed because everybody loves where they originally from, or should consider what they're originally from. They don't have to love it, but they should consider it. If you're from Haiti and you're Haitian, love your country, regardless of the politics. You know what I mean? Remember I said we need everybody? We need everybody to get along. If you like this channel, my name is Evelyn's Creations. If you see anything in the background, you like fabrics or you want to know about coaching, the number is 407-590-8767. That's 407-590-8767. Now I'm going to open up the floor and I'm going to answer any questions that you may have. If you have any questions, please log in your questions for me, and I'm going to come back from the bottom to the top and I'll research it again and make sure nobody is not answered. Okay? All right, we got some people here tonight. Mildred said, "Hey, tribe, good to see you." All right, Miss Mildred, what did you make this week? Miss Mildred is a fabulous baker and she is a dressmaker. She says she like making wrap skirts right now. Okay, so Miss Mildred is speaking out. She's here. She's loving it. You know, Miss Mildred told me, she said, I'm thinking I liking your channel because you make me feel, or you make us feel like we got to show up because you're making us talk to each other and you make me feel each other because that's what's going on. I know everybody's busy. And if you're not busy, you want to be busy, right? So I don't come on a lot because I know you're busy and I am busy. I'm also busy, but I could come on a few minutes and say, "Hey, what's going on?" whatever. But I really feel that when you're getting your groove and you're making your items and you're organizing your room and you're getting certain things done, that you need some mental breaks because when you're an artist and you're sewing stuff, you need time to line stuff up. And I also know it's the first part of summer, so the kids are out, grandkids are out. You're trying to get them set up doing things to make things better. So this is a channel that comes on every Thursday night. And I really be wanting you to know that I want to know what you're doing also. Okay, this is Marion. Now, Marion is my cheerleader. Marion is my cheerleader. Marion will come back and say, "Another great boot camp." And that's what it is. This is a boot camp. This is a camp. This channel on Thursday nights, it's a sock it to me time, right? I come on, I give you examples. I want to get in your head. I want to start making you think about things that you can make because I'm looking at these designers right now. I'm looking at these designers in Africa. There's a place in Ghana that collects all used clothing, and they take all these used clothing and they recreate different things to wear. Now, those are one of a kind items that they just show you how you can take, like one designer just take old sneakers and put it on a jacket and wear people old sneakers. I'm not there yet, but it was looking good. You know what I mean? Because first of all, you got to sanitize those shoes, and then second of all, they got to be heavy, and third of all, it was in the summer, and it looked like it was hot. But the creativity, there's some creativity going on with a lot of used clothing. Used clothing, I'm gonna tell you the difference. When you do a fashion show and you do used clothing, that's usually a one of a kind item if it's recycled clothing, right? So you look at that, boom. You might have a bidder and everybody bidding how much they'll pay for that. So you go to the highest bidder because you're only going to make that one sale. Because it's used clothing, you can't duplicate the exact same thing, right? But when you're online and you got the 63 million people trying to shop, I mean, when I say trying, they're looking for that designer that has a lot of stuff. Like it's like this. When you go to your favorite grocery store in your neighborhood, you know where everything is. So when you launch your website with me and I give you the tools of it, when people come into your site and they're shopping, they're gonna know how to move around in your shop. Well, does she have any hats over there? Does she have any skirts over there? Okay, what jewelry can I put with it? They're gonna come to your site like it's your own store, and they're gonna trust you. So those who have their own websites and you're not getting sales right now, it's because first of all, you don't have that money back guarantee, or you don't have that review set up where it can affect your sales if you don't do that person right. So people have a problem with trust. And it takes years and years and years. So if you get on the right platform, you'll be on the platform that the trust is built in, the security is built in. Because think about it, when you buy something, don't you want to make sure if it don't work out, you can get your money back, or that you're gonna get a human? And I advise you when you start talking on these sites or these people, like if you like, I called my insurance company today for my house because my house insurance is going up. And the first thing they say is, "You want a live chat?" No, I don't want a live chat. I want a live person. So bypass the chat, get to the person. That's what they're being paid for. Why is my rates going up? What's going up? Then my rates are going up. Why is it going up? Why are you charging me more? What's my deductible? This is the time in the summer to really look at where you are automatically being billed, that you know what's going on. So you can create more stuff and make more money. Don't make more money and pay these bills that's going up with no explanation. Listen to me one more time. Don't make more money to pay bills that's going up without an explanation. Because when you have the money, you automatically pay the bill. No, that's not right. Define what it is. No, your cable bill going up. No, I need to find me somebody else. Okay, man, we'll keep it. We'll bring it back down. Don't make extra money to throw it away. It's not thrown away. Let's say that. You're making more money, but you don't want to be paying more and it's the same service. Okay? So you want to, as you go years and years and don't have a claim, why is your insurance going up? So all those years you never did anything. You know what I mean? So challenge the process. When you challenge the process, then you go shop around. Say, do I want them to continue going up and not notify me? I want to know what's going on. All right. So we want to make money and we want to make progress. Some of you are saying you want to leave your job. Some of you are saying, I'm leaving my job, but I just don't know if I can make it because it don't look right. The math is not mathing. So what we got to do, we got to make sure we got money coming in from other ways that we created. This is called an honest hustle. People don't like to call it hustle. It's a hustle because you got to get your mind ready. You got to get up when you don't want to get up. You got to push when you don't want to push, right? So it's a mind thing. But once you get it right, everything starts flowing together. Okay, let's see here. It says, this is correction. I want the new clothing that they just throw in the dumpster to recycle it into fabric for upcycling things and quilts. Okay. All right. Just remember too, when you sell those quilts, this is Miriam. When you sell those quilts, people like to buy the same quilt. So if you have enough recycled pieces and you can put them in the same place, then let's do it. And then let's get those quilts so we can find out what the pricing is. So we can start putting how much time it take to make this and what should that quilt cost. What's the maximum it can cost and what's the least it can cost. Okay, this is Angela Hamilton. She said, "Thank you for always wanting us to win." You know what? Winning is the goal. Okay, Angela, not only do I want you to win, I want you to encourage others. Okay? Cuz winning is the goal. You can win, like you can win with 1.1 second, you can win. But did you encourage others? You know, just like how we talked about the NBA, you know, San Antonio lost, but they were so good. You know, it's like it was 1 second. It was just 1 second they won the game, but y'all was so good. So, but at the same time, that's encouraging them to work harder, right? So when you work at your gift, there is, especially if you're in the United States. I can only talk about, I traveled all over the world about 5 times, but I know United States. If you just make something with any type of passion, you might get 20 no's, but you're going to get 5 yeses. You know, I could be standing outside my store and somebody's walking by. Hi, how you doing today? I've been waiting for you. You've been waiting for me? Yes, come on in. I got to show you something. Do you think I'm going to sit here and think somebody just going to walk in my store? No. I got to go grab them with the energy, not with my hands. And when I get them in there, then what's going to happen? They're going to gravitate to what is calling them. So it's important to have what you have on, what you're wearing, even your smile, that you create the atmosphere where somebody wants to open up their pocketbook, their purse, or their wallet, and they want to share it with you. I knew today when I opened up, I was telling you about the firemen coming in at the last minute. I knew he wanted to work with me. I knew he wanted to spend money with me. I know he was going to feel bad if he didn't, you know, he was going to feel bad if he didn't spend money with me today. How could I let him down? Tell me this. Have you ever had somebody like that? Girl, I'm trying to get to you. Man, I'm trying to get over here and give you this because I don't want nobody else to have it. I want to give you this money because I want you to get this done. People, when you start interacting, even on online, someone ordered a hat. They didn't tell me their head was, they said their head was small, but they wanted a bigger hat. Some people don't want to say I got a bigger frame. I call it a lot of knowledge. If you got a big head, it's called a lot of knowledge. Remember that. Somebody say, I don't know what size my head is, but it's not small. Say it's a lot of knowledge. There's a lot of knowledge in that head. So I had to make a lot of knowledge for this lady, right? So she said, what do I do? The hat's too small. I said, well, measure your head and let me know what the measurement is. So she measured her head. Then we was gonna work out how she's gonna get the hat back. So she said, guess what? I found somebody with a smaller head and I'm gonna give the hat to them and I'm just gonna buy another one. Oh, great. So I'm making her a lot of knowledge hat, right? So what I'm saying is when you start getting in your groove, like have your favorite song. I'm gonna make some money today. I want y'all to say that tomorrow. I'm gonna make some money today. Somebody gonna buy something from me. How much is gonna be? Chang chang, chang chang, chang chang. All right. Say it again, y'all. Chang chang, chang chang, chang chang. When you got that going on, you're gonna feel good. But just capture it. And those who are doing well, those who are doing well, I want you to upsize your upsize your sales. If you're selling something, would you like a pair of earrings with that? Would you like some shea butter with that? Oh, I made these cookies today. Would you like to buy a dozen cookies? Miss Mildred, would you like to buy a dozen cookies? Okay. Miss Mary Jones, don't you bake cakes? Okay, I made a slice of pound cake. I got some pound cake. Would anybody like to buy a slice? Would you like to buy a slice, not have a slice? I have a fundraiser. Do you know? You can do a fundraiser for yourself? Remember when I showed you to do those pillows? I showed you to do those little scarves, those little crosses, and you can sell them for $1. These are the Make You Feel Better ribbon, my support ribbon. You can actually do a fundraiser for yourself. You can go to Walmart and they got when you first go in Walmart, they must be having a big sale on peanuts. But they got these big bag of peanuts, they're salted with the hull on it, and they're $2.09. When I was a little girl, my grandmother used to give them away at church. They keep people at church because we had to be at church all day. So she feed us and give us snacks so that we'd be glad to stay at church all day. But I was thinking about those peanuts. You got those little peanuts and you put them in a bag and say, here's $1 for peanut. You could turn that $2 bag of peanuts into $10. I know that might not seem like a lot of money, but what I'm trying to tell you is upsell. Upsell, upsell. Everybody's like, would you like the biggest size that Coke? Would you like the biggest size those fries? Would you like to get an extra piece of pie with that today? Would you like any dessert after your meal today? Would you like an appetizer before your meal? All that is upsizing, you all that's getting the sales up. So practice the same practice in your own business. Upsell, offer 2 for 1. Okay. If you or offer or buy 2, get 1 free. So always look at how can you get the most out of each transaction politely and happily and not making the person feel like, oh man, she just took all my money. No, she sold me what I needed. And it was a trade. It was a trade for your work and services for their need in exchange for their money. Okay? It was just a great relationship. You feel good, they feel good. They'll be back, they'll tell people. Wear your own stuff. Not having sales, wear your stuff. So they'll ask you, where'd you get that from? Oh, I make them. Oh, how can I get one? Ask me, how can I deliver it to you? How much is it? Oh, it's $95. Okay, I'll take 2. Wear your own stuff. Make your own sale. Ask for the sale. Make the deposit. Look at your bank account. Smile. Wear your own stuff. Sell your own stuff. Look in your bank account. Smile. Keep doing that every day. Excuse me. If you do that, before you know it, you got bill money. If you have a mortgage, you got mortgage money. If you got a car, you can pay the car off. If you need another machine, you get another machine. If you need fabric, you can get more fabric. So if you're not making sales, start with what you can make and wear yourself. Even even if you put it on and send it to a friend in a picture. Go to the grocery store, wear something you wear something you make. Even if it's a bracelet, wear it. If you wear it, you can sell it. If you can sell it, you can get excited about making more. And when you make more, you're going to sell more. And if you can get the frame right, if you make more, think about it like this. If you went in the grocery store and saw a big old barrel of apples, and the apples was on sale because they had so many, would you buy one apple or would you buy a bag of apples? It would be very rare that somebody would buy only one apple if it was on sale. Now, if the apples was $2 a pound, and that apple might weigh a pound, you might buy one apple. But if that apple was 15 cents, 20 cents a pound, and you could get a bag of apples, you buy it. You know why they have apples in a bag? Because they know when you eat one, you're gonna want another one. You know why they have bananas in a cluster? Because when you eat one banana, you can share some other bananas. They never have one banana. So what we do is we make one hat. Oh, I made a hat. Think like you shop. If you saw one banana in the grocery store, you say, "Well, who left that banana? I want 4 or 5 bananas. I don't want even if you only eat them here or there. You want more. Just think of your hands. He gave you 5 fingers, right? So when you produce like you buy. Produce. It's hard to see though. I have to admit, it's hard to see. It's hard to see because you say, "Oh, I made this item. It's so nice, and I'm gonna sell this item." You can't think of manufacturing. You think of I made this one item. But when you make money, like I was talking about Tesla, Elon Musk, he knew if I'm gonna make this, it's got to run. It's got to run. Okay. Even then, today, when they talking about the pond in front of the White House and it got algae in it, and the algae just multiplied, and they said, "Oh no, you gotta get all this algae out. They gotta bring all the machines in to get it out." What if that company only had one machine? What if that company only had one employee? What if that company only had one hose? The company that has the equipment ready to do it and they're ready to make 15, 20, $30 million to get this pool right before the 4th of July, they get the contract. All right. So we got to get the contract. We got to be ready. We got to be prepared. We got to be prepared. We can't win if we're not prepared. Think about toilet paper. Hurricane coming in Florida. We ain't got no toilet paper. We got to be prepared. Nobody want to be without toilet paper. I know that's kind of gross, but I'm just telling you how it is in business. In business, the people who are prepared are the people that win. The people who stay prepared are the people that are rich. The people who are less prepared are the people that's going without, the people that's suffering, the people that's broke, the people that's behind. Because you haven't prepared for a rainy day. You haven't prepared to be sick. You haven't been prepared to be laid off. And if you are a woman today, they're laying off more women than ever. And if you're a woman today, you are more creative than ever. It's a setback for a setup, okay? Let's just brush our hands off and let's get it done because we can do it. And we're going to do it. And it's no doubt. This is the Do It team. This is the Do It team. Okay, everybody. This is Shamrock Customs. She said, "Hello, I'm from Shaw Maria." All right. Thank you. Okay, we also have this is Miriam. She's from Shelby, North Carolina. This just sounds like such a pretty place. She says small, but it just sounds Shelby just sound like a girly, pretty country place. Okay, because that's only because it's Carolina. Carolina, North Carolina is up there, one by Virginia. Okay, so Pearl's Creations. She's saying hello. Okay, we got Miss Bernice from ATL. She's from Decatur, where is greater. She's from that song T.I. She said, let them know, y'all. Let them know, y'all. Let them know I'm from Decatur, where it's greater. That's what T.I. is. That's a rapper from Decatur, Georgia. She says, hello, coach, and I'm glad to be here. Yes, ma'am. Learline, she said, hello, everybody. Angela Hamilton said, good evening, all from STL. Go ahead on, STL. Blessings is from South Carolina. South Carolina. Okay, let's see who all else we got here. See here. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get everybody here. Um, So Pearl, the Congo showed out. Yes, they did. So Pearl Creation, she said, I saw that. Yes, yes, yes. That was so nice though, to see how nice that was. Mary Jones said, that's a really cute hat, sis. Everybody. Okay, Miss Mary Jones. Miss Mary Jones, I'm gonna have you to do a voiceover for our channel. Hello, you gotta come to Evelyn's boot camp. Oh, it's the place to be. So Pearl's great. Miss Mary Jones, so Pearl crazy. Y'all got it going on. I'm telling you now. Good to see y'all. She says, okay, this Miss Jones said the coaching is so great, it's so worth it. Yes, I thank you and I appreciate you. This is what the hymn. What the hymn. I like that. I like that. That's a good alteration call. What the hymn. She said, I love the advice. Thank you. You're so welcome. Miriam, she said another great boot camp. Okay, Miriam also makes bucket hats, denim bucket hats. And those bucket hats are starting from, I'm seeing people making 500 sales a month on bucket hats. Some are making 2,000 bucket hats. So those are some really good. I mean, look, the men are wearing them and the women are wearing them. So when you wear the bucket hats, also put males in those hats because men are wearing those bucket hats. Don't just think it's women. Men are wearing, they like to fish in them, they like to hunt in them, they like to travel in them, they like to vacation in them. So don't make your hats where it's just, in fact, what I do on my site is I put a woman in a hat and a man in a hat. Don't forget the male mannequin heads, okay? Okay, ching, 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 ching. Yeah, you gotta start hitting that register. Start hearing that cash register ring. Okay. This is Mildred. She said, when you get a sewing order from someone, try to get as much information about the person's measurements and attention to details as possible. Okay, this is a trick that you got to do for yourself. When you see someone, you got to learn how to do the eyeball effect because most people don't have a tape measure in their home. Most people just don't. And if it is, sometimes it might be a utility tape measure, like if somebody's doing something at the house, right? So when you start look at your body size. And when you look at your body size, think about, are they bigger than you, larger than you, taller than you, or shorter than you? And that's how you may have to go. And then always go bigger. Like if you see somebody that's a size 20, then always go larger than a 20, maybe a 22 or 23, because you can always alter that in. But if you make it smaller and you got to add a gusset on the side, then you might not want that to be your finished product look. For instance, if someone gives you their measurements and they say they have a 46-inch waist or they have a 46-inch hips, right? Trust me, they want more room unless it's spandex, because when they stand up, that's their size. But when they sit down, it's too tight. So if your fabric, even if it has some stretch to it, always go bigger, because people like to sit in their clothes, they like to drive in their clothes, they like to lounge in their clothes. So whatever the measurements are, always go 2 inches bigger than the measurements. And if you see the size and you say they look like they my size, always go 2 inches bigger, because it's easier to take in than it is to let out. Just remember that all the time. Even if they said, no, that's going to be too big, say, try it on. They'll say, oh, yeah, I like this size. I like to wear this. And I never put sizes in my clothes, because people are going to want to wear it for comfort. You know, if you start putting sizes, then they go, oh, I'm not an 18. Oh, I'm not a 16. I'm a 10. I'm a 12. Then guess what? When they sit down in it, tell them to sit down in it. And if you haven't left a big seam allowance, then you're going to have to add a gusset or add a panel to it. This is Miriam said, I didn't know that. Okay, this is Miriam. She said, great idea for fundraising. I can make some cupcakes to raise money for my business. Pound cakes, cookies. I never thought of that. Yes, if you have the gift of baking anything, you can cook and bake at the same time. That's called double duty, right? You can do double duty. If you having a financial challenge right now of any sort, and you want to have more time to sew, maybe you're working on something that's a project and you're still trying to figure it out, right? And you're home and you're baking, then let people know, hey, listen, I'm raising $5,000 for my sewing business or my art business. I'm raising $5,000. Would you like to buy a pound cake, or would you like to buy some cupcakes? And if you tell them you're raising $5,000, girl, come on here. Let me give you $20. All right, because when you're fundraising, you want your fundraiser to be enough money that you can build something with. You don't want your fundraiser to be, oh, I'm just trying to raise $100. No, raise as much as you can. You know, I'm raising money for my business and I made some pound cakes. Can you taste it to see how you like? And then when you're doing this, get the first slice free. Let them taste the pound cake. Let them taste the sweet potato pie. Let them taste it. Do what you got to do. And guess what they'll do? They'll order next time. They'll order a whole cake. They can order half a cake. You can sell half a cake, slices of cake. Just, whatever it takes to get you to the next level, especially those who are being coached right now. If you're in the coaching class and you done paid for coaching and you're getting everything together so you can launch your website and you're building your products up together, you can always sell some items to get your money back and then have time to keep creating your items. So don't think everything has to come from one way. If God has gifted you to be able to bake some cakes and be able to do some pound cakes or be able to do some alterations, you can ask somebody, hey, I'm doing a fundraiser for my business. I'm doing alterations this week or this month. If you have any extra alterations you need me to do, this would be a great time. And then you get the alterations in and you buy your week off and work on your craft. Have a sale. Look, if you bring 4 pair of pants, I'll do 1 pair free. You bring me 5 blouses to him, I'll do 1 free. You still get the $100, right? So get the money, give the service, buy yourself some time to work on your craft. Okay, let's see what else we got here. This is Mary. I can't think of manufacturing because I used to work at a small mill. Okay, great. Uh, okay, she said, I love calling North Carolina my home. That's great. My client that I made an outfit bought a bucket hat as well. That's awesome. Okay, everybody, it looks like we have completed tonight's channel and the live. And I hope I was able to inspire you to make some aggressive changes so you can make some money. And when you listen to me before I go tonight. When you make the changes and you start implementing the changes, something gonna click and the money just gonna keep coming, even when you're not asking for it. Because people talk. People start saying, oh, she can do this. Oh, she can do that. And people you don't even know will have talked to somebody that have experienced you and they will speak up for you. Isn't that amazing? So when you start giving all these good services and you do all this good work and you start adding, she baked cakes too, she baked pies too, she can do this, she can fix this, she can make it happen. I mean, sometimes when I hear people talk about me, I be thinking about who is that superwoman? Who is that? And then I go, oh yeah, I can do that. Oh yeah, you want paint on that? Oh yeah, I could do that. Oh, you want this cut? Oh yeah, I can do that too. Because it's almost like everybody's got so used to artificial stuff that they're amazed when a human can make something. They're amazed that you can actually make it. Like tonight, there's a big dance studio in the mall, and they got kids that's doing their recital tomorrow, and they had these dresses. They said they needed to be hemmed, but all they needed to be done was cut. They said, "Oh, she can fix this down there. What's the price to hem these dresses?" And when I saw what it was, it's like the ballerina dresses like that. You don't hem those, you just cut them. So I cut the dresses, and she said, "Well, how much?" I said, "It's free." She said, "Free?" I said, "Yes, but you know what it's gonna do?" It took me 10 minutes to cut them, to lay them out, and to cut them, right? I said, "It's free." And the reason I said it's free is because it was an honor that they wanted me to do it. It only took me 10 minutes, but those kids are gonna end up being my clients. Those kids' parents are gonna be ending up being my clients. And when they 5, 6, 7 stores down, when they walk in the store, they're gonna be so you give a little to get a lot. You know what I mean? You give a sacrifice to get it back. You give a sacrifice. That slice of cake, that slice of pie, you give that sacrifice so you can make more money. You make more sales. I'm gonna pick up my cake from here. I'm gonna get my alterations from here. I'm gonna get my hat from here. Isn't that how you shop? When you go to your favorite store, don't you get your bread from there? You get your stationery from there. You get your ink printer from there. Don't you know when you go, you want to do everything in one place? And that's what people are going to want for you. When they come and pick up, especially if you're in an in-home business right now, when they come pick up, they're going to smell that. They're going to smell that food. They're going, ooh, you got my cake ready? Remember I used to work at Disney. We used to pump the smell outside. We pumped the popcorn smell, we pumped the bread smell, and we got so busy we couldn't keep up. So that's the same way you're gonna do. This is a lovely evening. Don't forget about the Congo. Don't forget about these guys who showed out with their outfits on. It's so nice to see fashion. It's so nice. Even the Saudi Arabia, I just thought it was so neat to see them wearing their culture, not trying to fit in. They were standing out, outrageous with fashion. Fashion has made an impact on our athletes on the World Cup stage. Fashion has made an impact. Now I want you all. I'm looking opposite. I'm sorry. Look, make a bracelet. Make a bracelet. Sell a bracelet. 10, 30, 40, $50. Make a necklace. 70, 80, 90, $100. Make something out of your range. Put it on the counter and sell it. When that person picks up or you show it, show them what else you have. Even if they come in and pick up, send them a picture. Look, I have some items that I'm also selling. If you're interested, let me know when you pick it up. They may say, oh, I'll check it out when I come. You have not because you ask not. Listen, I have because I ask. I'm not going to not ask you. I'm asking you to like, subscribe, share, become a member. I have because I ask. If I don't ask, I don't have. You're not going to subscribe if I don't ask. You're not going to be a member if I don't ask. I'm asking you to be the next millionaire, and I'm going to help you get there. Okay. This is Evelyn from Evelyn's Creations. I love you to life. Take care of everybody. Thank you so much. I'll see you next. I might see you sooner, but I definitely will see you next Thursday night. Bye bye. Enjoy your evening.